I will turn it off. I usually do 3 people, but since we're doing small chunks, you know what I mean?
Since we just brought him up, it's great, you know?
Yeah.
But
is he performed? Has he done his bit?
He just went up. Like, you pulled me in as he was going up. So.
I saw him last week.
Phenomenal.
Because I came and did the podcast with Rick Bryan and Ben Adams.
Yeah.
And Alex Ash. And I saw him for the first time.
Yeah.
And I told him outside, I really liked his material. I liked his delivery. Dylan Ames, I probably should say this for when I'm talking to him, but I like the fact that he's got that real dry delivery. Mm-hmm. And the whole time you're staring at him, Jason, you're thinking, is this guy an asshole or is this guy not an asshole? You just can't really...
then his one-liners are...
phenomenal.
I mean, they're great. I mean, he's obviously not Stephen Wright, but he's got more of that persona like Stephen Wright, very laid back and just dry out there. But then he's got like the offensive one-liners, but even stronger, I think, in some cases than Anthony Jeselnik. And it's just, and I told him, I was like, because he's only been doing it, I think, almost a year.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, almost a year.
Well,
I don't think he's hit a whole year yet.
Well, he's pretty amazing if he's not done it a year.
Exactly. And like, he scares me. Guys like that scare me. I mean, they're the type of guy that's going to pass everybody in the scene if they just get out and keep getting out there. They're going to get seen and they're going to move on.
Right.
And I've been telling him that. I'm like, dude, you need to get out. I mean, I've been trying to tell him that from like the very first time I've seen him. And, he amazes me. I mean, like the fact that he can write that well, especially one-lining.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, geez, one-lining is just tough in general. I mean, we're both more long form. And,
right.
And he was talking about he'll take an hour on the way up here. He's like, I'll take an hour and I'll write a joke and it's 7 seconds long. And I was like,
sure,
I can take 5 minutes and write a joke, but the problem is it's 5 minutes long, so I got to chop all the fat.
Let me ask you this. I ask every comic on this, Jay. How do you write your material? Do you sit down and use someone who writes, or do you just go on stage and try and work it out on stage? Like, when I say write, I mean you sit down and you honest to God try and write, not just scribble something on a napkin, a thought.
Early on, actually all the way up until I kind of took a short break, I would go to, it was like religious. I'd go to Starbucks with my iPad mini, get me a coffee, throw some music on, and I would purposely try to write. Now, usually I would come across something that like would spur something, you know, like a news article, whatever it may be, run into something, and I would do that. And then because of the break I took, I really didn't do a lot of writing, unfortunately. I wish I had. But then I had 3 different bits that I came up with concepts with, and all I did before Tuesday when I went and hit a mic just to try them out, so I just bullet pointed them, and I'm like, I'll get around to writing them.
Right.
And it never happened. So Tuesday, I'm like, I know what I want to do. Let me just put it out there. So yeah, right now those 3, I'm pretty much writing on stage.
Right.
You know, it's just like crowd work. I mean, sometimes like crowd work is just a natural thing that happens, but you wind up getting a bit out of it, and you can actually turn around and make something from
Improv on stage. My joke I did tonight. Did you watch my set?
I caught part of it, not all of it.
The part about eHarmony, about
nicotine habit.
Okay, meet my mom on eHarmony. Mm-hmm. That was a total fluke on stage. That wasn't even the meet my mom part of the eHarmony joke was something I just improv'd on stage, just threw it out there, and they just laughed and loved it. And I said, "Oh, that's what you think's funny."
Yeah.
My original punchline I don't even do anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's so random. I mean,
like, and like we've both been doing it long enough. You know, you'll write something and you'll be like, "This is gonna kill.
This is
hilarious."
Sure.
And you go up, it'll be the worst bit you threw out there the whole night.
How many times do you work it, though, before you give up on it?
Well, I mean, usually I go, if it completely flatlines, 3 to 5 times. Completely flatly. If it does that 3 to 5 times, it's gone.
Right.
There's only been one bit that I did twice that I threw out because, matter of fact, I did it here the first time. It was in the middle of a set, and it completely killed the crowd.
Wow.
It was doing great, and then all I saw in one half of the room was horror, and the other half was disgust. And it stayed that way through the rest of the set.
Oh, shit.
And then I tried it as a closer just to kind of see if I got the same reactions. And I did a bunch of A material, and then I closed with it at 3 Kings. And so I was crushing the mic, and then turned around and did that bit, and same reaction. I was like, all right, it's gone. I mean, it was that bad of a reaction.
Right. What's up, Big Papa? Oh, Josh Buchanan coming down here.
But, you know, like, and then other times I know I can just kind of work it. I can tweak it. I can mess with it. And if I work it, I don't know, about a month. If I'm hitting like study mics or shows and I'm still tweaking it, then I eventually just scrap it or try to make it part of a different bit or something like that.
Sure.
But then there's other times where you write stuff and you're like, oh, this is stupid. This is horrible. And like, but I'll give it a shot. And then immediately just crushes. And it's like, all right, well, guess I'll hold on to that, even though I don't agree with it that much, But
if it works, it works.
Yeah, writing is weird.
It's tough. It's hard, and it's one of those things I think you got to teach yourself to do. You know what I mean? And I'm the world's worst at it, man. Jason, I need to sit down and write.
Yeah, I procrastinate.
What do you do during the day? Can I ask?
Oh, I'm a pest control tech.
Okay.
So when I talk about putting dead animals in my ass, I have, a nice amount of resources.
Okay, so I work for a soda company. So but I work a shitload of hours every week. Sometimes I'm tired when I get home, and that's no excuse. Yeah. This is your passion, your love. You need to get on it. And I'm the worst about it. So, but I need to start doing more, and I hope I do. Do you have one more funny story for me before we go? You were going to tell me one, and
I did a comedy burlesque show. Which, by the way, I don't know if you've ever done a comedy burlesque show.
No.
All right. Most comics don't like to be in a show where there's musicians, right?
Right.
So this is the same thing, but in between comics, there's burlesque dancers.
Okay.
Not strippers. Strippers are attractive. Burlesque dancers usually are not nowadays.
Is it like the old school NFL? Like, what people can catch are wide receivers, the people who can't catch are cornerbacks?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
pretty much.
The burlesque dancers just weren't. They couldn't make the stripper great, or what?
There's a lot of weight. There's a lot of weight issues involved. Not to be a dick.
Hey, some people are chubby chasers.
Not putting names out there. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
But I actually did a Friday and Saturday night here. It's Party Sketchy Entertainment. They do a lot of comedy burlesque shows, which are fun shows. They're great shows. And they do a lot of 420 shows too. And I was kind of their go-to guy whenever one of them fell out. And so I did Friday and Saturday. So Friday was fun, but Saturday it was just an odd crowd for the Downunder. Everybody was up front, very rowdy, very loud.
Wow.
And I was just like, wow, all right, cool, because this is going to be my type of crowd. I can kind of do whatever, and I also can crowd work it and everything. And so midway through my set, 4 people just came back from the bar and sat down on the front row. And they all took shots, and there was one dumb chick who did like that Little John, like thing, right?
Yeah, right.
But it was loud, and so it was enough to take me out of my bit. And I was like, wow, were the shots good? And then they're like, oh yeah, woo, and all that shit. And I was like, well, where the fuck's mine, And they're like, back at the bar. I'm like, well, that's fucked up. So I tell Josh, and I was like, hey, Josh, let me get a shot of Tanqueray. Love gin. I'm having a Tanqueray and tonic right now. Right. And so he sends up a half rocks glass full of Tanqueray, not chilled.
Oh, geez.
Not watered down, nothing.
Oh, shit, the home wrecker.
And I'm looking at this going like, really, a fucking shot? Like, like I asked for a shot, not a half rocks glass.
Yeah.
And as it was about, I was planning on just sipping it, like normal comic thing, just sipping it through the set, whatever.
Sure.
And some jackass like, oh, don't choke, And I'm like, don't be a pussy. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I took that shit to the head, and it set the crowd off. Is that Dylan again? No, Jason.
Captain Jason. We'll get you on here in a minute, bud. Did you just do your set?
No, yeah, I did.
You gonna stick around for a minute? Yeah, we'll get Captain Jason on here. That's gonna be some stories right there.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And so I went ahead and took it to the head. Three full gulps of that shit, and the crowd lost it. I mean, they just were worse than what they were earlier. And I turned around and I had to stop mid-set at one point, and I looked at Aubrey Allen, part of Sketchy Entertainment, and I was like, I feel like I'm playing the fucking Apollo, but they took all the fucking black people out. Like, they literally went to Harlem and said, black people, get the fuck out. The rest of you are going to goddamn Greeley. Like, that's how crazy this place was that night. And it's the first time I've drank like that on stage, man. But it was great. Really? And it's one of it definitely will be a memory that lasts with me about this place. But this place in general is just phenomenal.
It is phenomenal.
And it's really sad to see it, closing up. But
this podcast is going to be on in a couple weeks. So we got a Christmas special. We're going to put Bob Gaudette and
there you go,
Six Killer. We did it last night.
What happened to Bob?
He'll be here later.
Okay,
he had to work. So I'm going to give you one last chance here, Jason, to kind of give a shout out to Danielle and Josh. Tell me what you want. What do you want to tell them? Just go ahead and let's hear it, man. And,
it's just from the bottom of my heart, just thanks.
Yeah,
I mean, to be honest, to not just give the stage time. I mean, the very first time I went up here, I went up and did 12 minutes. I mean, it's unheard of at a mic.
Sure.
And then to be able to do that as pretty much a new comic to the area is, that's huge. And then and just support. I mean, even advice, whether it be comedically or personally. These people aren't just club owners; they're friends.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are friends. I mean, and that's in comedy. That is hard extremely hard to come by. I mean, like
They're good people.
yeah.
They are.
I mean, like most club owners aren't ever going to be your friend,
Right.
You know, and to have that in a club like this, in a stage like this, is just fucking amazing. It's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of a bummer, but
Yeah.
I'm going to thank you for coming on, Jason. It's been
Thank you.
awesome to see you. We'll talk. Maybe we'll get to work together one of these days. It'll be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't like me that much.
I
you didn't even watch
hate
my
you.
sets.
I
nights.
hate you. I gotta
terrible.
get this knocked out on me. I got to work in
I
the morning. So,
understand.
but yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna try and get to Denver. That's one of my 2014. That's one of my goals, man. I'm gonna get more stage time in Denver. I guess gotta start doing it. You know, I'm gonna start. Like I said, we're gonna shrink our shows in Morgan County and start down to 3 shows. I'm gonna start looking for other venues.
Yeah.
So that's something I gotta.
Yeah, that's a big thing with us 3. If we do this group thing, it's finding that venue.
It's a
like
bitch.
a lot of the time, if you're going to be like, if anybody's listening to this, thinking about starting up or thinking about just starting a mic or
Right.
a show or whatever, venue, location, and everything is massive, and then promotion right behind that.
Sure.
So it's just, so that's going to be the big thing that we're going to be looking at too. So
Before we go, how do I find you online?
Facebook, Jason, last name spelled URE. There's probably 3 of us. I'm the only one holding a microphone. So
Okay, like the precious
and then-
metal, baby.
Yeah.
Jason, you're comedy's precious metal. That's
There you go. Other than that, I don't do the fucking Twitter. My webpage has not been updated in like 8 months, so
Okay.
pointless.
Okay.
So like, Facebook would be the way to go.
email. Can they email you if they need to?
Sure. First and last name at hotmail.com.
Okay.
So
Jason, thanks for coming on, bud. You want to grab Dylan for me?
he's right
She's right there. This is gonna be- this
she is right there. She is right there.
This is going to be cake, man. This is going to be easy.
I was trying to bring you in here because I was telling her.
Well, you know what, Jason? Just stick around then, man.
right.
There we go. It's on right now. You just go ahead and sit wherever you want.
I was telling him how we've been talking about possibly a group collaboration.
Jason's used to opening for me.
Dylan Ames.
Fuck you.
Are you comfortable? You okay?
I'm all right.
You got enough room there, buddy?
more
There
cord.
should be some. I put the little extra. I put the extender on that bitch. You're going to take the couch. That's why I like Dylan Ames right away. I have never met Dylan Ames until last week. I caught your set. I was telling Jason the thing I liked your material. I liked your real dead. I call it a deadpan delivery because you don't fluctuate your voice very much. And the whole time you sit there and I'm laughing at your jokes. I think that the material's great. And I'm thinking, is this guy an asshole in life? That's because
He is.
He is. Who'd you compare Jason or compare him to?
Oh, when it comes on stage?
His delivery. I'm trying to figure out.
Oh,
he
delivery,
reminds me of
Stephen
some.
Wright.
Stephen Wright would be
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah.
Probably somebody better, probably.
Wow.
Dylan Ames, how long have you been doing comedy for?
Go ahead. He asked you a question. I can't believe you just dogged Stephen Wright. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dude, Wright's okay. Wright's okay. About a year.
You only done this a year.
Just under a year.
That is
I
amazing.
told you it wasn't quite a year yet.
That's amazing. You're very polished for a year. I can tell you that right now.
Well, thank you.
I'm trying to adjust your sound right now. I can't remember who are you from. So, are you from? Where you from, man?
California.
That came out not at all. Try it again.
California.
Try it again.
California.
Fucked you up.
California.
There
You go. I'm sorry. Yeah. How'd you? What part of California?
Northern. Yeah, I lived in LA
San
for
Francisco.
what are you intimating? Dude, what are you intimating?
I like the fact you guys are boys.
Are you
That's
saying
cool.
I'm Asian?
Oh, this is my boy.
You saying I'm fucking Asian?
There are a lot of Asians in San
Can I cuss?
Francisco.
You can say anything you fucking
Okay,
want, buddy.
okay. Cunt, are you saying I'm Asian?
Is that the San Francisco joke you were going for?
No.
I like that's the angle you'd like to take. He's a clever guy. I like him already.
Right.
Dylan Ames, what brought you to Colorado?
I went to finish school and then started a business and then started doing comedy.
What kind of business?
Well,
Is it Nunya?
Yeah, I mean, I do a consulting company. I have a consulting company.
Okay. All right. You consult Jason?
Obviously not.
Dylan, how many
I
times?
wouldn't take it if he did.
Okay. All right. You wouldn't listen to his list?
Melissa's a strap-on and consulting.
That's sexy. So how many times have you done the Down Under?
Oh, Down Under, I go back maybe about a year. Jason took me here one of my first times doing comedy. I think Jason took me here. I've probably done it 20 times.
Oh, wow. So this is, what would you consider this maybe your home club or no? Would you?
It pretty much is. I mean, I love Comedy Works, but I put this right up there with it.
Yeah.
I did a couple sets Friday, Saturday. Went great with Ben Adams and Rick Bryan.
Right.
Great shows. And I love this place so much.
Yeah, it's kind of a pity it's going under. But so I mean, where else have you performed? Did you do any comedy in California, or did you just start when you got here?
No. I started when I came here. I went to an open mic at El Chorrito.
Or is that